Care is trained to recognize those signs, which are actually expressions of untreated trauma, and help everyone in its path heal. They have decades of experience guiding children and families to safety, with personalized attention and programs that help navigate life at home, school, and work. We all walk different paths in life, but we all want the same things: to feel safe, to belong, and to lead healthy, happy lives. Cornerstones of Care provides the tools and support to make that happen. Cornerstones of Care is committed to recognizing, understanding, and responding to the effects of trauma, but they can't do it alone. Join our mission to improve the safety and health of children and families in communities across the region. Work with us, foster with us, or support us at cornerstonesofcare.org.
Good evening and welcome to the Cornerstones of Care Be There in Spirit Gala. I am Brad Stevens of KCTV5 News, and I can't tell you how incredibly excited I am to join you once again virtually to celebrate the incredible work that Cornerstones of Care does in our community each and every year, which of course doesn't happen without the thanks and the generosity and the support of folks just like you who are watching from home tonight. We want to thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in through your cell phones, your laptops, your TV, however you are receiving us tonight. Please share your photos with us using the hashtag SpiritGala and make sure to tag Cornerstones of Care, and we'll be sharing photos of you in your home and what's going on all throughout this program. And I'd like to take a little moment now to introduce my co-host this evening, Eve Rojas. Eve?
Thank you, Brad. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor again this year. I believe it's the 7th year of my supporting Cornerstones of Care. Now, this does definitely look a little bit different, but what hasn't changed is our need for you. So let me in advance thank you so much for gifting us with your time this evening and for your generosity. Now, for those of you that are just joining us, I want to make sure that you have an incredible experience. We are going to have silent auction items, featured auction items, and of course, our 100% donation at the Fund a Need. We also have Charlie Huber t-shirts and of course, our Build Tribe, really special items that the youth at Cornerstone Care has made. Now, how are you going to engage with us? Well, as much as you can see us, and this is live television, we want to be able to see you. So how to experience this night? Really, I'm going to suggest that you have a 2-device experience. So how you're going to do that, if you're at home with your family or you're sharing a meal at a house party, you're watching us on your smart TV, you're watching on a PC, on a laptop, or your phone, but I'm going to encourage you to make sure you have that second device where you can log in and participate. You can go as easily, you're going to text to the number 243-725 Spirit Gala 2020, and that's going to provide you with a link. You just click on that link and it's going to take you right to where you register. You can also go to this website. It's spell out the word one, O-N-E, bidpal.net/Spirit Gala 2020. Those are 2 ways. Now, if that's a lot and you didn't write down anything, just go to cornerstonesofcare.org, go up to the events section, click on that, and that's going to also lead you to a way where you can participate, engage with us throughout the evening. And again, we're going to have an opportunity, since this is live TV, Brad, to see who's donating, who's engaging on our social media hashtag. And again, we appreciate you being here with us this evening celebrating.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen on live TV. We hope there's going to be good things happening from your home into our studio here in Overland Park.
Exactly, Brad.
And so, Eve, I know you've had such a passion for Cornerstones of Care over the years.
Yes,
thank
I
you
have.
for coming back again this year and
Of course.
helping make this as successful as it can be.
Thank you.
All right, we have a wonderful show planned for you tonight, and we are excited to have all of you tuning in from the safety of your own homes. You know, tonight really is a celebration, a big celebration. There is so much going on in the world tonight, and we are pleased to share personal stories of inspiration, resiliency, and triumph this evening. And there are a lot of stories about triumph and resiliency. So I'm happy to be here welcoming the newest recipients of the Spirit Awards, an honor that is bestowed upon those in our community who truly represent the generous spirit of Kansas City, role models who put service above self and have contributed in countless ways to make our community, Kansas City and the metro area, a better place to live. This year's honorees are Brian Stewart and Jessica Best Stewart. Rick and Michelle Billinger, and Ashurion. Congratulations to all of them, and we're going to be hearing from these amazing recipients just a little bit later in this program. Now, this evening will also not be possible without all of our amazing sponsors, donors, and all of the volunteers who help make this night and every day with Cornerstones of Care possible. So we want to give a special shout out to the following. Our presenting sponsor is Dynamic Fastener. Thank you to Dynamic Fastener. Our host with the most, Hallmark Cards Incorporated. The Helping from Home sponsors, University of Kansas Health Systems, Burns and McDonnell. Our valiant viewers, Carondelet Rheumatology, McCullough Family Foundation, Cigna, Lockton, NetSmart. The Sensation Streamers, Carol and Brooke Sherman, Citizens Bank and Trust, John and Mary Appleby, Marks Nelson, Blue Scope Steel, Brian Cave, Leighton Paisner, Denise Cross and Larry Hightower, Evergy, John and Amber Burgess, Redford Construction, and our There's No Place Like Home sponsors, Taylor Forge Engineered Systems Incorporated, Eric and Joan Giovanni, Adams Gabbard, Lathrop Gage, Capital Portfolio Management, Cargill, Chad Harris, Julie Hull, Mutual of America, Brian Stewart and Jessica Best, Garmin, and everyone else who has supported this year's Spirit Gala. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the 2020 Cornerstones of Care honorary chairs, Sabrina and Matt Wewell.
Welcome to the Cornerstones of Care Spirit Gala. My name is Sabrina Wewell with Hallmark Cards, and this is my husband, Matt. And we are so excited to be hosting and co-chairing this evening's event.
We'd like to give a very special thank you this evening to our presenting sponsor, Dynamic Fastener, a longtime Cornerstones of Care supporter. We also like to thank Hallmark, Burns & McDonnell, Dr. Mark Box, NetSmart, and Cigna, and all the other generous sponsors for their support of this year's Spirit Gala.
Like many of you tuning in this evening, Matt and I have a special relationship with Cornerstones of Care and its wonderful 150-year history. We were introduced to Cornerstones of Care through their amazing partnership with Hallmark. In 1870, 20 philanthropic women responded to an emerging need. Children were being displaced and separated from their families as a result of the Civil War. This led to the emergence of the Children's Home of Kansas City, and their compassion and care has continued on for generations to follow. Today, 150 years later, Cornerstones of Care continues to carry this mission forward. And it is because of this mission that 15,000 children are actually helped by this organization across Kansas and Missouri and beyond every year. Hallmark Cards and J.C. Hall and the Hall family actually donated to this organization back in 1925. And 95 years later, we continue to be proud of this organization. And it's because of that relationship that Matt and I are honored to be your honorary chairs this year. 2020 has been a difficult year, and our children and our families continue to face uncertainty and displacement. Whatever obstacles we face, we know the Cornerstones of Care will be there. We have a dedicated team of amazing professionals that are helping families through this situation. And tonight we're going to hear those stories, and we're going to hear stories about children and families and their resiliency.
Tonight we also recognize our 2020 Spirit Award winners, Brian Stewart, Jessica Best Stewart, Rick and Michelle Billinger, and Ashurion. These special honorees demonstrate kindness and compassion to all of our families, children, and community, and exemplify the philanthropic spirit of the 20 women 150 years ago.
Finally, we want to thank the Cornerstones of Care staff, the board members, and the thousands of volunteers who work tirelessly for our families and our children. We hope that as you're tuning in tonight virtually, that you will find a way to donate to this wonderful cause, because it truly does make a difference in the lives of others. Thank you all for being part of the Cornerstones of Care community.
And Matt and Sabrina, thank you so much for being here in person.
You're very welcome.
Good to see you this evening. As you can see, we are not wearing masks, but we are socially distanced here on the stage as we are aware of what's going on in the world right now. But again, we want to thank you so much for being here and for this big role as our honorary chair members and chairs of the Be There in Spirit Gala. So now that you've been involved with this role, and it's a big role, there has to be a certain amount of inspiration that you've got from Cornerstones of Care, because everyone that I deal with in Cornerstones of Care has a story of inspiration about what they've learned.
Oh yeah, it's so many things that are inspiring about this organization, right? And I think everybody has their own moments. But for Matt and I think the thing that has been so important is 2020 has been just a really tough year. And to know that this year, that our people in our communities can have someplace like Cornerstones of Care to be able to have their educational needs, their mental health needs met, matches for foster care and family care. I just feel like what Cornerstones of Care really does make a difference in Kansas and in Missouri and beyond. So we're incredibly inspired.
You know, Hallmark has done a lot for Cornerstones of Care over the past few years, or past several years. Tell me just for a moment what Hallmark does to kind of inspire people as we get closer and closer to the Spirit Gala, and what Hallmark does to let people know about the good things that Cornerstones does.
Yeah, this has been a wonderful partnership. I think, as all of you guys heard, 95 years that Hallmark has been together with Cornerstones of Care, and we do a lot to make sure we're supporting this organization. First and foremost, I would say that we have a woman by the name of Jennifer Seiler, who is one of our really amazing leaders at Hallmark Cards, and she's on the board of directors and very, very active. Then we also have a woman by the name of Amy Wintersheet, who runs our corporate foundation. And the corporate foundation, along with Don and Dave Hall and the Hall family, make sure that we are funding Cornerstones of Care financially, and that we are talking to the employees via our internet and our website to really get the message out about what Cornerstones of Care does, so that we can make sure we're getting volunteers.
Think about that relationship. 95 years, yeah. Hallmark, and it's just that is, you talk about dedication.
Right.
That's amazing. All right, let's, so many people that know about the Spirit Gala and who have taken part in the Spirit Gala in years past get really excited about our auction items, because these are some of the most fantastic auction items any place that you're going to see in Kansas City. I know that you've had your eye on a couple of these items as well.
Well, yeah, we're all quarantined, so I think my favorite thing right now to do is eat. So my eye is on the dining experience, for sure. And then I would say that a couple things. My son is here with us, and his eye is on Tyron Matthews' product. And then my daughter would like to go to Cabo. So I think we have a variety of things that we're really interested that are on the auction list.
A little something for everyone in the family.
Exactly, except for Dad, maybe.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the way it always goes. Go where they tell you, right. Keep the family happy, right? And by the way, that's just a little taste of what you're going to be hearing about the auction. Eve is going to be back up here later telling us all about the fantastic auction items. They're going to be up for bid here a little bit later on. So thank you so much for everything that you've done. We look forward to working with you over the next year. Matt and Sabrina, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, now I would like to introduce the Cornerstones of Care President and CEO, Denise Cross. She's here to tell us more about all of the great work that Cornerstones of Care is doing in the community, because this isn't something that just happens overnight. This is a 365-day-a-year venture that all the people who work closely with Cornerstones of Care, all the work, all the dedication, all the blood, sweat, and tears that they pour into Cornerstones of Care, it's not easy, and Denise is at the top of the helm. Hi, Denise.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
I'm great.
It's great to see you again. Thanks for being here with us.
Welcome to the stage.
Appreciate your
Denise,
support.
we're so happy for your work. It's a different year, but my hat's off to everyone here about how we've taken this virtually and how we're trying to make lemonade out of lemons. And everyone here watching tonight is in debt to everyone here who's behind the scenes. And Denise Cross has made sure that everything gets put together behind the scenes and to make this night possible. So Denise, thank you for everyone behind the scenes. And we've got the non-clapping hands here in the audience here. But everyone here at home, please, a round of applause at home for Denise Cross.
Thank you, Brad. And clearly, it takes a team effort, and we have an incredible team that's working every day, not only to help put this event together, but to make sure that the needs of our children and families are being met. And Matt and Sabrina, thank you so much for your partnership with us. We really appreciate it. And congratulations to our honorees. It's just an amazing group of individuals and companies, and we're so pleased to be able to honor you tonight. You know, we believe that every child deserves the right to live in a home, a safe and healthy environment in a home, in a community. But we also know that sometimes families and children struggle and they need help in order to stabilize and heal. And that's where Cornerstones of Care comes in. So we provide this help and the support through our 6 program areas. So the common thread is that all of the children and families that we serve have experienced some kind of trauma through no fault of their own. That could be as a result of abuse or neglect or violence in the community or a parent absent from a home. But all of them have had some kind of traumatic impact on their lives. And the services and the programs and the interventions that we provide are all delivered through a trauma-informed lens that is treatment. So treatment through a trauma-informed lens. Those are important things. Those are important for us because we know that's what for our children and families to be successful. So I'm going to tell you about 3 examples of the way that your support goes to help support families, 15,000 children and families a year. So Eli spent some time in foster care when he was young, and he was eventually adopted. He was really struggling with the impact of the trauma of being separated from his home and was having difficulty bonding with his new parents. His behaviors began to escalate, his school performance suffered, his mental health was declining. He was really, really in a hard place. So Eli came to Cornerstones of Care, to our Ozanam residential campus, for treatment and for healing. And eventually, because of the caring individuals and team members that spent time with him every day, he began to get better. His behavior stabilized, his school performance improved, he was able to participate in our horticulture program, which he loved, and he began to get confidence and look towards the future. The first time that I met Eli, he said to me, "How often do you have to run for office?" And I was like, I didn't really understand what he was saying. And he said, "Well, you are the president, right?" And I said, "Yes." He goes, "Well, I'm running for your office one day." I couldn't be more proud. I hope he does that. But Eli got the support he needed in a safe environment so he could dream again and look towards his future. Many children in the foster care system typically have more complex physical and behavioral health needs. And if those needs go untreated or those conditions go untreated, it creates havoc in their lives. Displacement and disruptions in placements, for older youth, sometimes homelessness. So we had a vision to create a place where our foster youth and former foster youth could get the physical, the behavioral, the dental health care that they need, but also, and just as important, the social and emotional support that they need to be healthy, to care about their well-being. So in August 2019, we launched Homeroom Health, which is an integrated pediatric healthcare clinic that serves children in foster care and former foster youth. It was a vision that we had had for many years, and to see that come to fruition was something incredible. On our opening day of the clinic, a young woman in her early 20s came in. She was not feeling well. She thought she might be pregnant. She'd been living on the street and was really at her kind of desperate, very desperate. So our team members were able to get her a physical exam that confirmed she was pregnant, got her a shower, something to eat, and began to look for a placement for her for that evening. We were able to get her into an emergency shelter and on a list for permanent housing. She continued to come back for her checkups. We were able to help her look for jobs, and she became employed. She even referred other youth in the community to the clinic and to the hangout room, as we call it, to get support on housing, education, and job needs. One place that young woman could just tell her story one time. Through that integrated care, she was able to get safely into the community and get the health and physical health care that she needed. Oh, and 1,800 other youth have been able to have that same experience this last year. Doreen spent several years in foster care as well. And what struck me about Doreen when I very first met her was her confidence and her infectious smile. I mean, it's like you looked at her and you knew that she could do anything. And she told me that her dream was to go to college, to become a lawyer, and to start a nonprofit to help other foster youth or former foster youth. So Doreen was a participant in our YES program, and the YES program provides case management, coaching, mentoring, and peer support to older youth in the foster care system. And because of that help and support, she successfully applied and was admitted to Missouri Western University. She graduated, she received a summer job at a law firm, and she's applying for law school. Oh, and she also started that nonprofit to provide toiletries and other things to foster youth that were going to college. Even if foster youth go to college, less than 3% graduate. But because of the help and the support that Doreen had, she didn't become a part of that statistic. So proud of her. The work that we do is incredibly rewarding, but it's also very challenging and it's difficult. And it really takes individuals like those that we're honoring here tonight, folks like Matt and Sabrina, and volunteers and our board members and our sponsors and our donors, walking alongside our incredible team that shows up every day to make sure that Eli and Doreen and other struggling youth have the opportunity to have a safe and healthy life in a community. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I wish we could be together. Hopefully we can soon. But thank you for being here, and thank you for your support. We couldn't do this without you.
And Denise, thank you for all the hard work that you do and managing Cornerstones of Care. Your stories about Eli and Doreen, those are just a couple of stories. You see so many other stories. You see so many other kids who are affected. And those are just two stories. And the awesome thing about Cornerstones is that there are so many more success stories. You just had to whittle it down to two tonight because there are so many other great inspirational stories about the dollars and the work that you do at home and how you help Cornerstones of Care. That's what it's all about, is helping our kids who are in need. So as we talk about 2020, what a weird year. What a strange year this has been. You know, we've all been affected by the coronavirus and COVID-19, but can you talk specifically about how this has impacted Cornerstones of Care?
Sure. I mean, clearly it's been a difficult year for all of us, but I think in particular for the children and families that we work with every day. Think about a family that may have already been struggling to make ends meet, that was worried about paying their electric bill, know that they can't miss a day of work because they're not going to get paid. And so that has just been amplified for the families that we serve and the children that we work with. But our team members have just been incredible through this whole episode, showing up, like I said, every day. They've been on the front line. I mean, they have not stopped working because the needs of the children and families don't go away, right? And so they became creative of how do we check on people in a socially distancing, safe way, and how do we use technology to check in and make sure that we're talking to our kiddos and helping them not feel so isolated and removed from a normal life, and delivering groceries and masks and educational materials so that those families could have just even their basic needs met. Brad, I couldn't be more proud of our team. I mean, they just put their heads down and just kept going, and it's just been incredible. And we've had incredible support from the community too, but it's our team members every day that know that somebody is counting on them and relying on them to show up, and that's what they do.
You just said it. The needs don't go away just because there's a coronavirus out there. The needs are here in our community, and it's not easy you've been managing this through Cornerstones of Care, but it's not an easy job as you manage the pandemic.
Yeah. We had to quickly, as most organizations, pivot very quickly to figure out how do we really maximize the technology and other ways to connect with our families, but also how do we keep our team members safe, right? because the safety and the health of our team members and our families and our children have always been our top priority. So putting procedures in place so that we can make sure that folks were using recommended protocols, pivoting, evolving, changing as we needed to, but really trying to make sure that safety was always paramount to everything that we were doing. And again, because of the support of community, 8,500 masks that were donated, right, to our organization, not just for our staff, but for the families that we're working with and the kiddos that we're taking care of. Restaurants coming together to donate meals to give our food service staff a break, because now kids aren't leaving campuses, they're staying there 24/7. The Chiefs charity, the Chiefs organization that matched donations earlier in the spring. So those are all things that helped us know that we weren't in this alone and that the community really was there right beside us.
Okay, this night is all about helping. What can people who are watching tonight, what can we do to help Cornerstones of Care specifically?
Frankly, right now we need your financial help. We're still struggling with increased cost. We've had some declines in some of our program revenues, and so as many other organizations and businesses have. So I just hope that folks will dig deep and give greatly tonight, because we have a lot of children in Missouri and Kansas who are relying on us.
Hear, hear. Couldn't have said it better. Thank you, Denise Cross, for everything that you do. Thank you again.
Thank you, Brad.
All right, so we just heard from Denise. We need your help, and that's why we're holding a virtual gala tonight. In years past, we've had great galas, and we hope to have those again in the future, and we will in the future. But tonight, we're here celebrating, and we're here helping as best we can, and that's why Eve Rojas is here and is back on the stage now. Eve, this is an exciting night, and we have so much to tell folks about how they can help, how they can get involved. Let's have some fun tonight, right?
Absolutely. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've really arrived at one of the most magical points of our evening. But before we get started with that, if you're just joining us now, I want to remind you the easy way that you can participate in this live broadcast. For us, moving in now to our Fund to Need, which is 100% tax deductible, for you to participate, I'm going to invite you to text Spirit Gala 2020 to 243-725. You can text that. It's going to easily send you a link, and you can register from there. And again, another option is to go to the website one.bidpal.net/SpiritGala2020. Now, again, this is the most important part, the most magical part. But for us to get started, may I please invite you to watch this very inspirational video.
In 2020, Cornerstones of Care is celebrating 150 years of serving children and families in the Midwest. Our history dates back to 1870, when a group of 20 women founded the Children's Home in Kansas City to care for boys displaced from their families during the Civil War. This eventually became our Gillis campus, which is still in operation today. Unable to have children of her own, Bebe Spofford wanted to honor her late husband by helping the city's youth experiencing homelessness. In 1916, she donated her 30-room mansion to the women of the Methodist Episcopal Church to be an orphanage, and today it lives on as our Spofford campus. Ozanam, named for the Blessed Frederick Ozanam, was founded in 1948 by a social worker who began caring for boys identified by local churches, agencies, and the courts as needing additional care. We honor his name at our Ozanam campus. Today, we serve 15,000 children and families a year throughout Missouri and Kansas, with dozens of locations and a host of services aimed at identifying, understanding, and responding to the effects of trauma. None of this would be possible without the support of individuals like you, who see the needs around them and decide they want to make a difference. Here now are just a few individuals who have done just that.
I support Cornerstones of Care because young kids don't get to choose their environment, and far too many need help learning how to handle that situation and progress through it to be the person they want and deserve to be.
I support Cornerstones of Care because now more than ever, kids and families need a hand up.
I love Cornerstones of Care because their wonderful staff enable volunteers such as myself the opportunity to make an important impact in the lives of the children they serve.
There are so many reasons why I support Cornerstones of Care, all of the programs and all of the lives that they touch, but the number one reason why I continue for years to support Cornerstones of Care is to watch the kids come out of the programs better off than when they got there.
Hi, this is Donna Crouch with Red Bags. We are a volunteer organization that helps to find sponsors to fill the Christmas wish lists of metro area foster children, including the foster children that Cornerstones of Care supports. It is such a pleasure every year to get to work with Sally Cook and her staff to help make the Christmas wishes come true and for Christmas to be a joyful time for these foster children. The passion and the concern that the staff at Cornerstones of Care shows for these kids is just amazing and is truly second to none.
I support Cornerstones of Care because I have personally seen the massive impacts we have on the children and families when we invest our time in them.
Thank you for joining us tonight and being a part of changing the lives of children and families in our community. Now, more than ever, we need your support. Please consider making a donation to Cornerstones of Care this evening. We're thrilled to take time to celebrate our past, but even more excited to partner with you as we look forward together.
Ladies and gentlemen, such a powerful message. Again, thank you for gifting us with your time this evening. We all crave community, but one thing Kansas City does so beautifully is that we not just care about our neighbors, we care for them. 15,000 families and children, Cornerstones of Care, touches their lives. Those touchstones? Education, mental health, foster and adoption care, youth services, adult services, all of those. Ladies and gentlemen, the work that's done because of you is not just extraordinary, it's why we love Kansas City so much. Now, this current situation is difficult on us as adults, but it's even more so on our youth. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived at the funded need, and I know these times are challenging for all of us, but whatever level you are in a position to give, we know it's a sacrifice, and we are ever so grateful. So right now, I'm gonna hopefully share and inspire something new to you that will give you an opportunity to donate right now. No amount is too little, no amount is too great. Did you know that 19 children in Missouri a day are placed in foster care? 11 in Kansas. This first level, ladies and gentlemen, of $10,000 is a level that allows us to continue that recruitment process through videos and community outreach to find those forever homes, loving homes, understanding homes, safe homes. That $10,000 level is what helps us do that great work so that home can embrace that child. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as I move through these levels, know that you're in a position to choose whatever denomination you so feel like moving. And I can see here, real time, who's donating. So right now, I want to give a shout out. Jennifer Seiler, thank you so much for your $1,000 donation. Don Woolley, that $100 I know is so important, especially now. And again, Shannon Harris for that $100. Thank you again, Johnny Omengreff. And again, ladies and gentlemen, this is live, so I apologize in advance if I'm mispronouncing your name. Thank you so much to Rick and Sue Ann Wright for your $2,500 donation. Marty Holt, $50 is so meaningful. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Cornerstones of Care partners with over 300 different area schools. So this next level of $5,000 is so important. Expressive therapy, when you're talking about a child or a young adult, the best and most creative and safe way is through expressive therapy. That means therapy through art, through dance, through recreation, horticulture, drama. This $5,000 level supports that unique expressive therapy that is tremendously successful. Again, wow, Mark and Carol Meads, thank you so much for that $1,000. Ryan Walker, thank you for your $300 donation. You can put whatever level you choose in there, and if you want to remain anonymous, you can do so as well. Bren Edwards, $25. Susan Murphy, I see $100. Oh, we're going up this way? Thank you so much. And then we have, I think I said that, Ryan Walter. The screen is going up and down. I don't want to miss anybody. Look at all those $1,000 donations, though. Thank you all so very much. Now, this next level, when you think about the power of what you can do for a month of wraparound services for a foster child. Our goal is to keep children safe and with their family. So this next profound level of $2,500 is that month long of all of those wraparound services. Chris Hot Top, $500, thank you so much. And I see that I have Brian Edwards again at $2,500. Can you adjust the screen so I can see where we're going? There we go. Thank you again. $500. Thanks, Chris. I think we're going the other way. I don't want to miss anyone here. Look at our total is growing right here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now our next level. This next level is so important because so many children come to us with different circumstances. Some are traumatized for no fault of their own. This next level of the $1,000 level, that helps train a treatment foster home, a specific foster home that's in a position then to embrace a child that's in need of healing, that $1,000 level. And I'm so proud of all these different levels that are coming in. Michelle Davis, I see Tara McGovern, thank you so much for your $50 donation. Thank you so very much. And again, ladies and gentlemen, as we go through the course of this evening, feel free to donate. These are just examples of the power of your donation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we think as well about different opportunities to give, the impact of your dollars. That $500 level as well is incredibly important. Now, we have therapeutic in-class learning as well. And these children not only need uniforms, but supplies. Every child throughout our great Kansas City area has different needs. Our adults have different needs. We have special needs adults. Every person, an individual, 15,000 in the course of a year, have specific needs. And your dollars impact their journey to hope, safety, and a loving home. Now, this next level as well, ladies and gentlemen, at $250. What is so important to these young children, to these young adult youths, is that opportunity for them to spend time with their loved ones in a safe environment with a therapist. So at that $250 level, you are helping and support them. And again, thank you so much to Tom Ballas for your $250 donation. Bobby Zink, $100. Thank you so very much. Karen Miller, thank you again so much for your $100 donation. And I see Mark Seeley, $1,000 donation. Thank you for refreshing that so I'm not repeating too many names. Appreciate you back there refreshing the screen. Again, thank you. And what's so important is as much as I'm trying to see those of you that are giving today, what is really beautiful of the work of Cornerstones of Care is that we are seeing those individuals that we haven't met. And when you're speaking about a child, and especially a young adult, maybe a young adult that is aging out of the foster system, there is opportunities for them to learn, to have safe housing. We see our neighbors in Kansas City. They do not go unseen. They are not strangers to us. And that level of $100, now we heard from Eli today. He's gonna grow up and, I don't know, Denise, he may be taking your job someday as he aspires to be a president. It doesn't matter. $100 is what takes to supply a child for an entire school year with the essential tools to make sure that they continue learning, imagining, and dreaming. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is our fund and need. So throughout the course of the remainder of the evening, please, when you're in a position to give, feel, and we're gonna come back to this screen as well and see. Now I see Travis Jackson, thank you so much for your $100 donation. Abby Corkery, $500 donation, thank you so much. Brian Stewart, $1,000. I see Jim Phillips at $250. Thank you all so very much. There's a little bit of lag time with the refreshing of the screen, but please continue to donate. When Brad comes back up here again on stage, we are going to recognize as many of you as we possibly can, because truly, during these unusual times, we know you show up for Cornerstones of Care, and we appreciate you being here with us tonight.
Well said, Eve, well said. And this is what this night is all about too. It's all about being, we're not here together. We're not in the same place at the same time like we have been in years past, and getting excited about meeting the kids and the families who are going to benefit from all the generous donations that we know are going to come from the kind people of Kansas City. That's the fun part, is getting and meeting people. We can't do that this year. We can do it virtually. That's why we've put together a great program for you tonight. And we so want to thank each and every one of you for calling in, texting in, doing what you can to make sure that Cornerstones of Care gets the money that we all know that it needs. All right, so let's make this as social as we can too. So as you're at home, and we know that you've got your laptop, you've got your phone, you've got your PC. Let's go social. So whether it's be Facebook, whether that's Twitter, whether that's Instagram, make sure that you're including a hashtag Spirit Gala, and make sure that you're tagging Cornerstones of Care in all of those posts.
And it looks like we have right here, Amarillo Valdez Dempsey. Look at that great shot. They just hashtagged us at Cornerstones of Care. That's a great photo, by the way. Thank you for joining us.
Looking good, looking good. Thank you so very much. And here's one from, this is from Connie Crawford. Hi, Connie, thanks for watching.
I like the bedazzled on that photo there.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, very lovely.
She did just what I was asking for, hashtag Spirit Gala and hashtag Cornerstones of Care. Thank you so much, Connie. Thank you so much for everyone who is dialing in with us tonight, tuning in with us, and the best part of it is you're helping our local kids get the care that they need. As we continue to watch these donations come in, you've been doing a great job of reading off the names of all the donations. You know.
We see that number going up. We're already at 30,000 right now.
We're seeing the totals come in, and we've seen what's come in just within the last half hour. And Kansas City, and for wherever you are watching tonight, thank you so much. We're just putting up this the donations. This is why I've got my glasses on, folks.
And I don't have my glasses on, so those of you at home, they did
handicap each other.
They did increase the font for me, so thank you so much for that.
We love seeing these donations come in. I'm seeing, $100, $250, $500. I thought, Eve, what you said was so crucial to what is happening here tonight. No amount is too little, no amount is too great. Whatever you can give, whatever you feel in your heart, please, 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 we're asking you tonight to help, because the whatever you can donate, whatever you can help with, stays here in Kansas City, and we know that there is such a need for so many kids. So we want to thank everyone again for tuning in from home, and all of your contributions. It is so essential to what we're trying to do here tonight. So I think that we can all agree that Cornerstones of Care does such incredible work here in our community. And we all know that a big part of what makes a nonprofit successful is the generosity of its volunteers. For the past 38 years, Cornerstones of Care has recognized individuals and corporations who have gone above and beyond to make a substantial impact on our community with a Spirit Award. This evening, we have two very deserving recipients who we are all very thrilled to honor tonight. Our first recipient, Ashurian, is committed to the communities in which they live and work. Ashurian has been a longtime supporter of Cornerstones of Care, providing essential financial, in-kind, and volunteer support.
First off, on behalf of Ashurian, thank you to Cornerstones of Care for this special honor tonight. We are so honored and grateful to be the recipient of tonight's Spirit Award and to partner with such an amazing organization. Can you believe that Ashurian is approaching a 20-year partnership with Cornerstones of Care? Wow, that is all we have to say. Not only is the mission of Cornerstones of Care close to our heart, but the people that make Cornerstones of Care what it is are a huge reason for our long-standing partnership. We've been working with some of the same people since the start, which is a true testament to the values and work of Cornerstones of Care. We also attribute our long-standing work with Cornerstones of Care to its mission and the prevention, treatment, and support services they provide for children and families in the Kansas City community. Asurion surveyed its employees, asking them what was important when it comes to supporting the community. We received an overwhelming response of youth and education. Asurion researched organizations that supported these principles, and Cornerstones of Care was at the top of the list. After meeting with several nonprofits, Asurion knew Cornerstones of Care would be a perfect fit. Asurion loves how Cornerstones of Care provides a safe and nurturing place for children that have experienced trauma, but also provides support services for young adults. We appreciate that we can work directly or indirectly with the children and families and know that we're making an impact. We've partnered in so many ways over the years, and some of our best memories are helping with landscaping and construction projects at the Ozanam campus. Although we may have been a little in over our heads on a couple, as Una can attest, they always brought a smile to our face, knowing that a little sprucing up of the grounds and facilities helped the children and staff feel welcomed, safe, and at home. But our favorite program by far of the year is the Holiday Sponsor a Youth. Asurion team really steps it up for this one and has such a great time shopping for the kids so they have a little cheer during the holiday season. Cornerstones of Care has allowed us to be part of their great Kansas City community, and we are so proud to call them a partner. It has been a blessing and a big part of what brings Asurion together and defines our culture. Our work is not over, so together, let's roll up our sleeves and continue this journey with more dedication than ever. Thank you.
And all of the employees of Asurion are watching from their homes tonight, so I will gladly accept this award on their behalf. Pardon me. All right, let's talk about some really fun things that are coming up in this auction tonight. And Eve, as we take a look at some of these events on the auction, you know, when you go to events like this, there's always, when we talk about an auction, there's always like, let's just say there's 10 things up for auction. I'm always interested in about 4 or 5. Every single thing in this auction is fantastic, and I want every single one of them.
Well, the good news is, Brad, you can win every single one of them. You just need to be the winning bidder on all
There we
these.
go.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, in the auction, there are about 100 items, as I mentioned, but we're going to go ahead and feature some of the top ones. Now, traditionally, when I'm with Brad in the auditorium, where we usually see in this beautiful ballroom here at the Overland Park Convention Center, I am doing the bid call. So we're not doing that this time just because we're not, but as you've seen in the past, I am a traditionally schooled auctioneer. I'm going to take it a little bit slower this time and just highlight a couple. But what I'm going to highlight right now, just off the top 3, Imagine, Cabo San Lucas. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an opportunity for you to spend a week at the Sheraton Hacienda Del Mar Resort and Spa in Cabo. Now, what you have here is a beautiful 1-bedroom condo. This has your own private terrace looking over the exquisite aquamarine water. You even have a hot tub there you can soak in while looking out. Now, although this does sleep up to 6, we do have for you 2 airline tickets for 2 of you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an exquisite opportunity for you to get away. It's 28 acres of private property. And for those of you, it's agreed upon time, but you have throughout the course of the year to find that mutually agreed upon date. And know that this is a Marriott property, and they've been very astute about respecting health and different measures to keep you safe there. Now, something closer at home, imagine going to our very own Boulevard Brewery for you, up to 35 individuals. You're gonna have an event. You're gonna have a celebration. Maybe it's you and your closest friends and family. Maybe it's a sales sport you wanna congratulate, or maybe you wanna take volunteers you know work so hard out for a great evening. This is gonna be in the tap room. You're gonna have the opportunity from a Monday to a Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. You're gonna have 6 different beers on tap, all the wine you can drink, and of course, sodas as well. This is a great opportunity for you to gather those together safely, up to 35 of you. Again, agreed upon date. And now this one. This is getting a lot of action right now. I know this is about over $2,000. I think it's at $2,100. Our very own in Kansas City Lawn Lane inspired occasions. By far, the most award-winning caterers there are. This is for your own private dinner for up to 8 of you in your home. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can go ahead and make this an exquisite meal. Have your hand in there with the chef Do you want it maybe bourbon-centric or maybe a little Italian flair? You choose. And they're going to come into your home where you can watch the master at work while he cooks this beautiful 5-course meal for you. Bon appetit, buen provecho. Those are our first 3 mentioned auction items that we are featuring. So continue to bid. And to my cohort here, Brad, feel free to continue to bid on all the ones I mentioned.
So let me get this straight. We're talking Cabo Wabo, Boulevard Party for $35 at their unbelievable, world-class tap room.
Absolutely.
And a gourmet dinner.
Yes.
I mean, let's,
in your
hello.
home.
And this is just what we're getting started with.
Yes, and ladies and gentlemen, I do want to remind you that these featured items, these items are closing. And I believe at about 9 o'clock tonight. So if you're thinking about it, you're considering it, please go ahead. Of course, this is all supporting Cornerstones of Care, so bid. And while you're celebrating in Cabo, you're celebrating at Boulevard Brewery, you know that what you're doing is celebrating because you know how much you've cared about this organization.
Yeah, don't wait to bid on these packages, people. Do not wait to bid because they're going to go fast. Eve, they look awesome. Thank you so much. All right, let's talk about our next Spirit Award recipients, who are Brian Stewart and Jessica Best Stewart. Brian and Jessica have been dedicated volunteers and donors to Cornerstones of Care, so let's hear a little bit more about their inspiring story.
Good evening. My name is Brian Stewart, and on behalf of my wife, Jessica Best, we'd like to thank you again for joining us this evening and thank Cornerstones of Care for the unbelievable recognition of the Spirit Award this year. We've been extremely fortunate to be involved helping support Cornerstones of Care and their mission to keep families and children safe across our region through efforts like the Chiefs Charity Game. We'd like to thank all of you that are joining us. We'd like to especially thank the tremendous team members at Cornerstones of Care who have made the opportunity to be a part of this organization so easy. We can't thank you again enough for being with us this evening, and we hope that you continue to support Cornerstones of Care and their efforts all across the Midwest. Thanks again for being with us.
Brian and Jessica, welcome to the stage.
Thank you. Thanks, Brad.
How's it going tonight?
Overwhelmed, frankly. I mean, the generosity that people are expressing through their gifts, the unbelievable Billinger family that you're going to hear from in a few minutes, and just the great people that are here with Cornerstones of Care. It's really flattering to be here.
You know, that is, and I'm not trying to make a pun here, but that is really the cornerstone of what happens here. It's the people. It's the people and the kids. And I know I'm preaching to the choir here because you're volunteers. You know more about this than I do. But I mean, it's the people and the kids of Cornerstone that's what inspires so many other people to get involved.
Yeah, 100%. You know, this whole organization is about supporting people. And it's people from all walks of life. It's people all across our region. And it's about the people that actually provide the support. They're so unbelievable. I mean, from the top down. From board members John Burgess and Denise and Chad and Katie and just all of the people that spend their time and donate their time to create this effort that is to move people forward and keep people safe. It's unbelievable.
Now, Cornerstones and the people who help make Cornerstones work, it doesn't come without hard work. And you two have put in some hard work with your charity, your Chiefs Charity Game that you've been involved with for the last 3 years. Tell me a little bit about this. Of course, anything you say with Chiefs, most people's ears kind of perk up, right?
Brad, you stole my thunder. You stole my thunder. No, actually, what a tremendous opportunity to partner with an organization that obviously is so invested in our community. The Hunt family and Ann Scharf and the gang at the Chiefs have just made it an unbelievable experience to be a partner with them in the Chiefs Charity Game over the last 3 years. And I speak for some of the folks at Cornerstones in saying we could not have absolutely done it without the Chiefs and their support. And it is really easy these days to help sell things associated with the Chiefs. Shocker, right?
I wonder why that is and how that works.
Yeah, even with no game this year, we still managed to find some support for the Chiefs Charity Game. Has been moved to 2021, right?
Yes, we're going to get to do it again in 2021. Yeah. So.
And we will do it again, and it's going to be even bigger and better than years past. That is so awesome. I love that. So talk to our audience, to the people who are tuning in tonight. What can you tell them with the experience that you have with Cornerstones? If you're watching tonight and you're sitting there at home and you're saying to yourself, you know what? We've got some extra time on our hands. We'd like to help out. We'd like to get involved. What do you say to people like that?
What are you waiting for? You know, step up. Let's go. There's opportunities every day to make an impact. Small, large, through your ability to give, your ability to support, through events like this, through the Chiefs charity game. Get your company involved. You're probably working for an organization that wants to give back and be a part of this movement to strengthen really what is Kansas City, which is the unbelievable, caring spirit that helps uplift people. So get involved. Get yourself involved, get your company involved, donate to the silent auction, put a 0 on that thing when you donate, and let's get some positive things done.
Yeah, one last question. Do you get, we know you've given a lot. Do you get more in return than what you're giving, in your opinion?
So I'm the emotional guy, and you cannot help but get and receive from what you give to a group like this. I mean, the impact that it makes on your life, just to see that even the small things that you're able to do, people are so appreciative for. And that really encompasses the spirit of this organization, is just those little things that move the needle and can make a tremendous impact on a child, on a family. It's great. We're so honored and flattered to be able to be a part of this group.
I can tell that comes from the bottom of your heart. Brian and Jessica, we thank you so much for all of your volunteer work. Congratulations on the Spirit Award. Here comes Denise with your award right here. We thank you so much, and a silent clap for these two who have done so much work. We couldn't do it without you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you to my wife, who is also the driver in most charitable things that we do. So,
oh my goodness.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. All right, I sit here and I look at our donations that keep coming in. Let's get those numbers bumping up. As I look at this, we are getting some incredible donations coming in. Here's a donation that just came in for $1,000. Here's one for $250. Victoria Lair, thank you. Donna Roselle, thank you. Travis Jackson, thank you for your $100. Abby Corkery, thank you for your $500. It's people like you. It's people like you sitting at home who have tuned in to spend your Friday night with us and everyone here at Cornerstones of Care to try and make a difference in our community. And guess what? You are making a big difference. Thank you so much. And the night is still young. Eve's here to tell us about these auction items that are just fantastic. I can't wait to hear about the next 3.
Don't go too far. Well, actually, you need to go get your phone. You just said you want all of them. You need to go get your phone so you can bid on these. All right, I'm going to let you know a little bit more about these 3 more featured items that you are in the opportunity now to bid on. Now, with everything going on, so many of us that crave adventure, want to do something a little bit different, let me tell you where you can be June 5th through the 12th of 2021. How about taking your family to Hot Springs, Arkansas? You're going to have the opportunity for an entire week to stay at a beautiful 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo right there at the Wharf Resort. You're going to be overlooking the beautiful Lake Hamilton. Now, ladies and gentlemen, while you're there, we also have gift certificates for you to do different recreational, go to a magic show. There's so much that you can do for this week there. And it's such a quick and beautiful scenic drive to Hot Springs, Arkansas. Now, this next one coming up, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you in advance, the next bid is $8,000. Why? Because this is for 4 season tickets to 2021 Chiefs in the club level. Now, what does that mean? That means you will be treated each home game like a VIP. You can arrive 2.5 hours early to your specific parking spot. You'll be taken in an elevator up to the club level where they have gourmet food, high-end adult beverages, the most beautiful view, TVs all over so you can be watching the Chiefs, and it's also weather accommodating. So whether it's hot or cold, you'll be completely comfortable. This truly, ladies and gentlemen, is an opportunity for you in 2021 to have the best seats at Chiefs Kingdom. And again, that bid right now is at $7,500. So if you're watching and you were that $7,000 bidder, you now need to be $8,000. Now, what else do we have for you? How about 4 seats at the Diamond Club level at a 2021 Royals game? Parking pass as well. And I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but I love me some baseball. How about you, Brad? These are another 3 of our featured items. Continue to bid because these will close tonight in just a short while.
You got to be kidding me. So we're talking about an awesome trip to Hot Springs, Arkansas. I love that.
And it's a beautiful, beautiful condo.
And then you just hit it out of the park with 4 season tickets. We're not talking about 4 passes to 1 game. We're talking about season tickets, 4 season tickets to the Chiefs for 2021. Now let's think about this.
In the club level.
In the club level. Let's think about this. The Chiefs are your defending Super Bowl champions. There's no doubt in my mind that they're going to win the Super Bowl this year. Think about this, folks. You will be buying tickets for an entire season to see quite possibly the 2-time defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. That is awesome.
That is.
Unbelievable.
And thanks to our gracious donors.
It's incredible. And then not club level for the Chiefs, but Diamond Club experience for the games at Kauffman Stadium. This is awesome. I love it. So, folks, don't go anywhere, Eve, because
I'll be right back.
you've got more good stuff coming in the auction category. This is fantastic. All right, last but not least, our final Spirit Award recipients are Rick and Michelle Billinger. Rick and Michelle are dedicated foster parents, and they have a truly inspirational story that we can't wait to share it with you.
Hi, we're the Billingers. We're foster parents through Cornerstones of Care. And we just want to thank you for being here this evening and giving us an opportunity to understand why we ended up getting into foster care ourselves. It started with both my grandmothers. One of them actually was raised in an orphanage her whole life, and then the other one was a foster mother her whole life. And so just being around that, I think, spoke something into my heart that I didn't know was there until I got older. So as I got older and realized that we couldn't have children of our own, we adopted our daughter Hope. And then from that experience, I think that we needed to figure out what was it that God had called for us to do, and Rick jumped on the yes of giving back to becoming foster parents. And today our life is just really, it's been blessed. There have been challenges, but it's also been very rewarding throughout the process. And we just want to thank Cornerstones for all of the resources that they've provided along the way, whether it be licensing and the extensive work and insights that went into that to just make sure that we are safe, along with all of the other foster parents being a safe environment for those kids to come in to, along with just other resources that they've provided in training. So we hope you have a great evening this evening, and we just thank you for being here.
Hi, Rick and Michelle.
Hi.
Thanks for coming in tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Well, we couldn't do this without you. So let's start there. What was it that motivated you to become foster parents?
Well, actually, 19 years ago, my son passed away of RSV, and I never wanted to do that again. And then from that moment, when I met Rick, he's actually the love of my life, and I was like, that desire in my heart to be a mother hasn't gone away. And so we chose to adopt our daughter, Hope. And when Hope was about 5 years old, she desperately wanted siblings. We have older children, but she wanted siblings that could live with us. And so she was awkwardly asking my girlfriends to have babies for us, and we needed to stop that real quick. And so all of us sat down, and we decided that we wanted to go into foster care. And I can remember the night that we prayed at the post office when we mailed in our application, all 3 of us, and it's just, the story is history from there.
And are we ever glad that you went to the post office and mailed that in?
Right.
What do you have to say to people who are maybe sitting at home right now watching, thinking, you know what, maybe this is for us, maybe this is what we want to do? How do you help give people that little bit of encouragement or motivation to maybe what they need to get started?
Yeah, I would just say, don't ignore the calling that is placed onto you. And a lot of people will come up to us and say, oh, I just can't I can't be a foster mom or a foster parent because it's just, I would love so much, and it would be so hard for them to go back. And I'm telling you, you do love deep. You will fall in love. We fell in love from the moment that our girls walked into our house. And you can't not. And if you allow yourself to not, then you're not giving your full self. And so we have always wanted the children that came in to feel a part of our family. We don't use respite like other families do because we go on Disney vacations, we go do things. It got canceled due to COVID, but all the kids were gonna go. It's because we wanted them. They're our family. They are not anything else. They're the Billingers. So.
They're your kids?
Yes, they're our kids.
They're your family. I mean, I can tell, I can feel the passion coming from both of you, and thank you so much for being a part of Cornerstones and doing what you've done. How do you put it in as we're spending time virtually with everyone here? How do you put it into words about why it's important for folks to donate? Why is that important to you? Why is that important to Cornerstones?
Yeah, so especially for the months that it takes, it took us 9 months to get licensed, and that was like being pregnant. That was a lot of hours Cornerstones spent with Rick and I, teaching us to try to prepare us for what we were about to walk through. But I don't think that any of the hours of training that they even gave to us could help us to prepare for the emotions, the trauma, we didn't realize how much our own daughter being adopted, how much it was really gonna affect her, even though we desperately all wanted that. And so Cornerstones has allowed us to not only be licensed to open up our home and expand our hearts, but they also have supported us through just trauma services and also just providing additional ongoing education for us to ensure that we as foster parents have the latest and greatest education, because I mean, things happen. There's a lot of mental health going on right now, being trapped at home. Can you imagine? We work full-time, both of us, and we went in March from full-time driving our kids to school, coming home, to trapped in our house, 6 of us. Everybody is like fighting for Wi-Fi. I have my kids doing videos at school in their underwear. I'm on conference calls on Zoom. They're crashing everything. And you know what? It just happens. And so I'm going off there, but I would just say that Cornerstones really allowed us the opportunity to just be us and to teach us how to like embrace all of this. One of the things that they did is they surveyed us over the phone, and they said, what can we do to help? And we just said, man, just help us with this COVID situation, because we didn't know, like, we wanted to be parents, but this is parenting, right? So that's what I would say is, if you have anything that extra to give that. I think there's been a lot of different things. I've even bid on some auction items. So my kids wanted to win the Cabo trip, but I did not bid on that. But there's a lot of fun things out there. We just purchased some gift cards and other things. We also hit $1,000. So in honor of my son's 19th birthday, all of my friends and family helped us to hit $1,000. So we give back to Cornerstones even as much as Cornerstones gives to us. So we're grateful.
You see that? Everybody's clapping with their hands, like this, the silent clapping. Rick and Michelle, you are such an inspiration. You are such a light for Cornerstones of Care and a light for your children. And we are so glad and we are so excited to present this Spirit Award to you. You help make Cornerstones of Care be what it is. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, everybody's still clapping here like this. I love that. Your story, thank you for sharing your story with us. It has been so much fun to meet you. Continued success for you too, and continued success for the Spirit Gala 2020 as we continue to show you what we're doing here in Overland Park tonight for the Kansas City Metro to make a difference. Like these two have made a difference in the lives of so many people. It takes people like Rick and Michelle, to make this work for everyone. And they have done such a fantastic job. You have done a fantastic job, because as I continue to look at the donations that are coming in, my gosh, Kansas City, thank you. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing right now. We're watching the numbers continue to come in. The numbers continue to increase. Josh Reeson, we want to thank you for your $100 donation.
Wow, Eric Giovanni,
yes,
just $1,000. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, that is huge, Eve. Well, this is the part of the night we've been waiting for.
Well, almost. We have
oh no,
two
I've been
other
waiting for
featured
this. I've been
items.
waiting
you
for
wait
this
for this
moment.
one? Okay. So I'm going to highlight 2 more items. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this next item are for 4 club-level seats at your game of choice home here for the rest of 2020. And I'm going to tell you when that's going to happen. It's your game choice. So we're about ready to play the Panthers this Sunday on the 9th. Are you going to be there? Or maybe you're going to be there, I believe it's December 6th against the Broncos. And then there's December 27th against Atlanta. So this featured auction item is for 4 club-level tickets. We went through how fabulous those seats are, what a great experience that will be for this season. And I know the next bidder on that one I just checked is going to have to be $850. Now, the last featured item I'm going to mention, Patrick Mahomes' size jersey, right? That jersey? Huge. That right now, I believe the next bid's going to have to be $1,550. So the bid right now is just below that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be closing by 9 o'clock tonight. These are some extraordinary items, but keep in mind, our Build Tribe, the youth that has handcrafted some beautiful different pieces, they're on there. There's very many different signed footballs. There's experiences here in Kansas City, gift cards. There's about 100 items that if you're here as we finish up tonight's evening, go through those. You have a little bit of time left to go ahead and bid and be a gracious champion for Cornerstones of Care. Now, before we say our goodnights, let's take a look over here. We have another social media post. So, Julie J., thank you so much. Oh, now that is one thing.
Love
all right,
that.
just out there to our beautiful donors. I want an outdoor fire pit. What a beautiful shot. Thank you for watching us. She has a picture with her laptop. Denise, you're in it. That's a beautiful Instagram post. Thank you so much. And then over here we have, is that Chip? You have, do you see that one better?
Or Geo, and
Geo?
hashtag Spirit Gala and our Cornerstones. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing that photo
sharing
and
socially.
hashtag.
It's so awesome. It's so cool to see how this works and how this comes together. And meeting so many great people here in Kansas City in the area.
I think we even have a tweet here.
Oh, here we go. We got a tweet coming out to
From
us?
Ryan. Yeah, Ryan Dowis. There's a tweet. So Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Continue to share this. The evening, the live stream might end tonight, but the story of Cornerstones of Care is going to be ongoing. This feed is going to be living on YouTube. If you are so moved.
Well, I think people have been moved tonight, Eve, because as I look at the totals that come up and then some of the great auction items that I know people are bidding on right now. Let's get a bidding war going. Let's get this stuff in high gear because this is some fantastic stuff that we've been talking about. Chiefs season tickets, the Diamond Club experience for Royals games, a Boulevard beer tasting experience, Cabo Wabo. I mean, my gosh, great vacations and prizes and gifts that you don't want to miss out on tonight.
And especially all of those of you that were so gracious during our Fund to Need. We want to thank you for your generosity, especially in these uncertain times. We know and understand that sacrifice, and we appreciate you.
Well, you have been such a fun virtual audience. You've been very good from behind the camera, so thank you very much. And we love all the social media posts that you've been doing. And we've got the people who are clapping here, with the small crowd that we have here at the Overland Park Convention Center. We want to thank you so much for showing up tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for donating. Thank you for continuing to bid on all of our awesome auction items that Eve has been telling us about all night long. Eve, any final words before we say goodnight to everybody?
Just want to say thank you. And from all of us that have been here today and for all of the children and families that you impact, thank you.
Thank you so much for everything that you have done for Cornerstones of Care, for everyone in this room tonight, and for everyone who is watching tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you from Cornerstones of Care.